We want to welcome you to the Mahoning County Commissioners Business Meeting. Today is the June 22nd, 2023 at approximately 10:05 a.m. And this is our 24th meeting of the year. And Mr. Ditzler is out of town, so as Vice Chairman, I sit in as President of the Board for today's meeting. So you have Carol and I. So with that being said, do we have any public comments? You have 3 minutes, name and address for the record. No? Does he want to come up, Bob? He's hiding under his coat. All right, well, none being seen, then we will move ahead. And I will ask for a motion to approve previous minutes of board meeting number 23 and approval of bills for payment.
So moved.
Second, roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Journal entry number 1.
Motion to approve journal entry number 1.
Second, roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Okay, moving on, we have travels 2A. We have the coroner's office. Is there anybody here?
Yep.
Yes. How are you? Absolutely. Good seeing you, both of you.
This is for continuing education for myself as a coroner investigator in Cuyahoga for additional training for death investigation. It's a week-long training.
Very good. And what is your name?
Octavius.
Nice to meet you, Octavius. Nice to meet you. Who's your friend?
This is Maddie. She'll be our new investigator.
Hi, Maddie. So you're both with the coroner's office?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Thank you for what you do. Okay, motion approved travels 2A.
Motion to approve travels 2A.
Second, roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. We have agreements, letters A through G, and we'll begin with building inspection. Is Jeff, your receiver, with us? There he is. Morning,
Hi,
Jeff.
Commissioners, good morning. Letter A is for our agreement with Valley Office to provide maintenance for our new copier for 5 years in the amount of $1740 for the first year. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And JJC, letters B and C.
Good morning, Commissioners.
morning.
Letter B is an agreement with Operation Keepsake for a film project that will address gun and gang violence in the amount of $50,000 non-general fund. Letter C is an agreement with Rudsick Excavating for removal and replacement of stormwater catch basins in the amount of $12,600 general fund.
Thank you, Allison. Lead, Phil Purrier. Phil with it. There he is.
Good morning.
Morning.
Commissioners. D is an agreement with American Pinnacle Construction for lead hazard control and healthy homes work, 2719 Chapman, in the amount of $12,375 non-general. An agreement with American Pinnacle for lead hazard control and healthy homes work at 2731 Chapman in the amount of $18,350, also non-general. And letter F is an agreement with American Pinnacle Construction for CHIP grant home repair work at 173 Como in Struthers in the amount of $13,375. And G is an agreement with Gary Krim Inc. For CHIP home repair work at 20 Walnut Street in Struthers in the amount of $17,950, all non-general.
Hey, thank you, Phil. Motion, Carol?
Motion to approve 3 agreements A through G.
Second, roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Change orders for A sanitary. Pat?
Good morning, Commissioner. Erica.
Hello.
Letter A is an extra work order number 1 with Seal Pro Asphalt Seal Coating for additional resealing and restriping of a rear driveway in the amount of $500, and those are non-general funds.
Hey, thank you, Erica. Carol?
Motion to approve number 4, change orders A.
Second, roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Under appointments, this is the commissioners. We're appointing the following individuals to serve on the Mahoning County Mental Health and Recovery Board for a 4-year term beginning July 2023 to June 30th, 2027. We have J. Brent Kelly, who is a reappointment. We have William Morvay, who is a reappointment. We have Attorney William Scott Fowler, and we have Troy Rhodes. Anybody here care to speak on behalf of the
Is
appointment?
Brenda's up on the screen,
Brenda?
I thought.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you, and thank you for working on this appointment for us. This will complete our board members of 18 board members, and we look forward to working with all 4 of the appointments. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, motion to approve number 5, appointments A.
Second, roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Motion to approve resolutions?
Motion to approve number 1, resolutions additions.
Second, roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Moving on, record of bids 2A, OMB grants.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Yeah.
This is a record of bids for Milton Township Mahoning Avenue sidewalk, which is part of our Community Development Block Grant Program this year.
Okay. Thank you. Motion?
Number 2, record of bids, number A.
Okay. Second, roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Resolution of awards, 3A, Coroner's Office.
This is our contract with our toxicology service, Axis. They were our only bid this year for $40,000 for the first year with renewable options. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, motion to approve resolution of awards.
Motion to approve number 3, resolutions of awards A.
Second, roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Resolutions, we have letters A through H minus letter G. That has been removed. And we'll begin with letter A. Commissioners, we will be changing the county seat from the Commissioners' hearing room here to Austintown Township Hall, 82 Old Town Road, Austintown, Ohio, on Monday, June 26th, 2023 at 5 p.m. So, Bob, we'll see you there. Okay. Letter B, Commissioners, OMB.
Commissioners, this is a resolution approving the memorandum of understanding with the following township and the county engineer for the allocation of road and infrastructure sales tax projects. This is for Beaver Township in the amount of $269,502.23.
Very good. Thank you, Audrey. Convention visitors, Linda.
Good morning, everyone. Letter C is a support grant in the amount of $1,000 for the Mahoning Valley Irish Festival, which is happening July 21st and 22nd here in downtown Youngstown.
Okay, sounds like fun. Letter D, facilities, Alan.
Morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
D is a resolution approving the appointment of one artisan for the department.
Very good. Okay, letter E, jobs and family services, Audrey.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Nancy, Audrey, Jim, if you're there. Letter E is Job and Family Services Resolution approving the appointment of one support specialist for our child support division. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. And letter F, sanitary, Erica.
This is a resolution of necessity to purchase gasoline and number 2 diesel fuel under the State of Ohio purchasing contract with Sunoco LLC doing business as Gladiex Energy. This is in the estimated amount of $600,000 for the entire year for all county departments.
Very good. And letter H, Sheriff, Joe.
Good morning.
Good morning.
H is a resolution in support of an application to the Ohio Office of Criminal Justice Services for the fiscal year of 2022. That's the Drug Law Enforcement Fund in the amount of $136,129.30. And that's what the local match require.
Okay, thank you, sir. Motion to approve resolutions?
Motion to approve number 4, resolutions A through F. G is off, and H for approval.
Okay. Second, roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Okay, that concludes the business portion of our meeting. And now we would like to have a presentation, and I would like to ask Marianne Kokalko, Executive Director, and Susie Kuzer, Chief Operations Officer of MCTA and Ohio Means Job Centers. So Marianne, stage is yours.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I need higher shoes or upstairs. I apologize. So Susie Kuzer serves as Chief Operating Officer for Mahoning Columbiana Training Association, and I serve as staff to the Workforce Development Board and the role of director. And together our task is to successfully provide the local delivery of federal workforce training programs through the system currently established under the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act of 2014 known as WIOA. Under this legislation and its predecessors, the chief elected officials, that is the commissioners, designated the local workforce area and established a mechanism for successful implementation and compliance with federal workforce legislation. 40 years ago this month, on June 3rd, 1983, the county commissioners for Mahoning and Columbiana counties jointly established the Mahoning and Columbiana Training Association as a regional council of governments to administer the federal workforce public programs in the local area. At that time, the authorizing legislation was the Job Training Partnership Act. The federal workforce programs have changed in name and focus since that time, but have maintained the same service delivery model for the last 20 years. There are several long-term MCTA employees that bring expertise, continuity, and institutional knowledge to navigate a somewhat complex system of compliance and performance while ensuring that employment services remain easily accessible to local businesses and individuals. WIOA established the current public workforce system, including the network of job centers throughout the nation known within Ohio as the Ohio Means Job Centers. Locally, we have the facility in the Boardman Plaza and a specialized center at the Oak Hill Renaissance Center. The centers provide universal access to physical and virtual employment services and access to over 20 partner organizations that provide workforce and supportive services through their respective programs. Many partners provide specialized attention and service to specific populations, such as individuals with disabilities, justice involved individuals, and older workers. Over the past 5 years, there have been more than 50,000 visits made by nearly 8,000 unique visitors to our local centers within both counties. 6,000 of those visitors have been in Mahoning County. The services offered to employers are free recruitment assistance through job posting and hiring events, labor market information, development of job order requirements and job descriptions, and when necessary, helping employers deal with layoffs. The Business Resource Network model developed in this area in 2008 for the provision of intensive employer services through a network of business partners has been duplicated in other areas throughout the state. MCTA is the operator of the Ohio Means Job Center and represents the WIOA Title I programs. Today, we would like to discuss those Title I programs and how they might be of benefit to you or those you serve. WIOA delivers services through 3 funding streams. Dislocated workers, those are individuals who have lost employment through no fault of their own, low-income adult, and youth up to the age of 25 with barriers to employment. Youth are designated as in-school and out-of-school youth. And the legislation requires that 75% of the funding for youth is spent on out-of-school youth. During the last recession, that was a group that was determined to be the hardest hit and needed the most assistance. And you'll find that consistent among most of the WIOA programs, that they have special services to help that age group. Since that is where most of our funding is, that drives our efforts. We do much. Susie will speak a little bit more about some of the things that we do to attract that population. The approach for servicing someone is determined by need and then program eligibility criteria. Individuals are assessed to determine if they're employable at a level of to meet employment and self-sufficiency before extra public funding is expended to help with job training or other services that they might need to become employable. Once funding is spent, standards must be met related to participants' credential attainment, occupational wage, and employment status at specified intervals following program completion. The legislation holds the local areas accountable. You receive monitoring reports every quarter of where we are with people who have exited the programs, and then a final one at the end of the year. But no, we have not missed an annual performance measure time. Susie will provide some more specific information on the activities of MCTA as the career services provider. We do have some information later if anybody wants, just handouts if somebody wants.
Thank you, Mary.
So good morning.
Good morning.
I am a little taller, so. Go on. All right, so for MCTA to successfully conduct the work we do, staff begin by attending trainings and outreach events. For our current program year, which will end June 30th, we participated at many events where we can reach potential job seekers to become customers. In Mahoning County, outreach was conducted at 37 locations, reaching just shy of 2,000 individuals for all services provided under MCTA's umbrella. MCTA was also selected by the state to be a part of the regional Ohio to Work initiative. This initiative assisted us with building social media platforms and getting the word out that the OMJ centers were reopened after COVID. Ohio to Work provided the youth science assessment, which MCTA still has the use of as an outreach tool to provide an assessment for job seekers to take to help determine strengths, provide wording to develop a stronger resume, and how to navigate through a career pathway to determine the need for additional training. MCTA has also conducted a large outreach campaign for our out-of-school youth population by using the same language and artwork on billboards, WRTA buses, WFMJ, and WKBN, as well as the social media platforms and streaming devices. As Mary Ann mentioned, for the youth program, Comprehensive Case Management and Employment Program, better known as CCMEP, we're required to spend the majority of our funding on youth that are not in school. This includes those who have dropped out of school, those who have graduated and still have a barrier to employment, and need assistance with what's next to build a pathway to success. To continue into next year, beginning July 1st, we've already scheduled 6 outreach events in the first quarter. And once again, our funding focus is the out-of-school youth population. June and July right now are particularly the 2 months where timing is essential to find that out-of-school youth, because high school seniors have just received their diplomas and many have not necessarily enrolled in post-secondary education yet, and many are still trying to figure out what's next for them. MCTA ensures that we are good stewards of the funding we receive to spend it responsibly, and how we are directed to do so to meet performance guidelines. Once we have interested customers, we complete intake to determine eligibility and then do individual assessments with every participant to determine their needs to assign services to reach their goals. The CCMEP Youth Program is guided under legislation to serve low-income Ohioans through an integrated program that combines funding from Temporary Assistance for Needy Families and the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, or WIOA, youth program. The youth population that we serve must be at least 16 years old, but to enter the program, they must do so before they turn 25. MCTA and Mahoning County Job and Family Services works very closely together. Mahoning County Job and Family Services has a mandated population that are required to participants when they fall into the age range I mentioned. Once again, majority of our funding must be spent on youth that are not enrolled in schooling, and that includes both our secondary and our post-secondary schools. Youth must meet program eligibility criteria and have at least one barrier to employment. MCTA youth staff are the case managers that assess and determine what each CCMEP participant individual plans will need, and then determine who will provide those services. MCTA staff maintains ongoing contact with each participant, as well as a team of contracted service providers and a network of community partners that provide the 14 elements under legislation, as well as a wide range of additional services provided locally from enrollment to program completion. Plans are adapted as individual goals and milestones are met with a minimum of monthly contact. Some examples of the 14 elements are tutoring, adult mentoring, our year-round work experience opportunities, and financial literacy. The CCMEP Youth Program Population specific has many challenges. The most common that our staff see are transportation, youth not having a driver's license, or the affordability of car insurance if they do get their license. Pregnant and parenting youth, new parents, or those that have high-risk pregnancies, childcare, shortage of daycare facilities, and participant needing a certain level of trust to take a child to daycare. Homelessness, some of those prior to being 18 years of age, and some of them becoming homeless on their 18th birthday. Foster children or previous foster children are also those that we seek for this program, high school dropouts, and just youth overcoming poor choices from their past. In addition to our CCMEP program, we also provide funding for trainings, which youth participants can also take advantage of when they reach milestones and stages. These include individual training accounts and on-the-job training. For an individual training account, it provides funding for eligible customers to attend post-secondary education opportunities. Mahoning County has assisted 242 customers with trainings to date for this program year, which will end on June 30th. And some of these trainings include CDL, medical assistant, LPN, RN, social workers, real estate, information technology, and more in-demand training opportunities that the state has approved. For on-the-job training, this provides funding to help employers offset training costs to eligible job seekers once the employer has an approved training plan. So this assists employers with the reimbursement on training wages. Positions our employers hired for include information technology, network technicians, welders, and other multiple manufacturing positions, service technicians, home health aides, administration, anything that we can train on and assist an employer with. As always, our Ohio Means Job Centers are open to the public for anyone seeking employment or is looking into further training needing to enhance employment. We have workshops that job seekers can attend, some of those being resume workshop, career exploration, the youth science that I mentioned earlier. Our OMJ centers have computers that can be used for job search. Job seekers can request printouts of their resumes. We can assist with faxing information when something is needed for unemployment. Our Ohio Means Jobs business team also has employers that come on site for recruitments, and they can share information about their employment needs. Some even interview and hire right on site. Our Mahoning County Ohio Means Job Center is located in the Borman Plaza, and that is open daily. And we also have our specialized center at Oak Hill, and our Oak Hill location is open every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 to 4.
That's a good question.
Yes.
You know, I want to ask a question. From Children's Services, you know, a lot of our, not a lot, there are youth that are aged out, like 18 years old, and now we're on the street, and where do you go? It's 17 and 18. You really don't have a path yet, nor do you have money or anything. Are you reaching out to places like through the campus at Care with Candace and one of those providers that does take some of our youth that are aged out of the system and are now on their own to see if there's assistance there that maybe we can help Candace get jobs or maybe help them with their educational.
If you can connect me directly with Candace,
I
that
will
would be
do
great. But I do know we work very closely with the Bridges program. And so then that helps to facilitate. And a lot of times we get the referrals, we get them started, and they're so transient. So help, you know, we're all trying to problem solve how to keep them
Okay.
from, once they, you know,
Well, see, these,
Yes.
some of these individuals will just be temporarily living at the campus
right.
until they can get on their feet and get some money where they can maybe get more education
Yes, if you
or
can
an
connect me,
apartment.
that'd
I
be-
will do that.
Thank you.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
It's definitely a group that fits that
Mhm.
population
Right,
that we see.
it does.
It's because
Yeah.
it's really a program for people who need, it's called comprehensive case management for a reason. You know, many of them have multiple issues that need resolved. And sometimes it seems like from the participant's standpoint that it's a lot to get involved with. But if you think of it as an adult, that after you've made your way through things yourself, how somebody on their own could ever get through those additional problems.
And
But
especially
it
at
does
that
take the
age.
network. It takes all our partnerships with our Ohio Means Job Center partners, our community partners, and our service providers to really provide provide that assistance.
As soon as we leave the meeting and go up to after our meetings, I will definitely contact
appreciate
you.
that. Thank you. We started CCMEP in 2016, and while some people, everybody's different that's in the program, but there are many people who started then who are just now getting through all those challenges that they face and are succeeding and getting a
Well,
high school equivalency.
just takes longer
It
sometimes.
does, but the program works for those who are willing to become involved.
Good deal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Audrey?
Piggybacking on what Carol was talking about, Candace, it would probably be good to get her in touch with Sarah, the whole campus at CARE, because we've got Flying High there, you've got Alta Head Start there, which has parents come there all the time, and they actually have events and things for the kids where the parents are there. So it might be a good place to actually set up and have
And they have,
into
and
that.
they have the room. I mean,
Yes,
they have a beautiful atrium.
Yeah, that's perfect, because we're always looking for ways to find more individuals,
So I
so.
think the parents that would come there would be more apt to use the program, to be able to want to use the program. I mean, I just feel
Yeah,
that.
I think it'd be a good
Because they
place.
they look at it more maybe of an educational type.
Yeah, they do have outreach events and stuff where they have all the families come in,
So we
so.
could maybe have them set up something just for them.
That'd be great.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, MCTA is a program not many people understand or know about. And it's basically co-managed between Mahoning County and Columbiana County. Us 6 commissioners sit on the board, and we make decisions financially and administratively for what they present to us with respect to your staffing and to your budget. And basically, if you're out of a job at no fault of your own as well, that's the agency to go to where they can help connect you. They have all the means, they have the technology to put people in front of employers and help them get through those complicated things that I say, I don't know where to go. How do I get retrained? What's available? Can I get my college paid for? Can I get skilled training? And MCTA does all of this. And a lot of people really don't know about it. And it's been a great program through the years that I've been commissioner of working with your agency and all the things that you do to retrain people and to get people back to work. And you have 2 boards, you have us, then you have your WIA board. And I think, how many people are on that? 23? Say again? 35. And,
Majority of business.
and Mary Ann, tell everybody what the backgrounds of those 35 people are.
Well, many of them are community partners, but the majority are business representatives. They have to be from in-demand industries as determined by the state. They are to give us strategic direction, help with regional planning. And the idea is that WIOA was intended to be business driven so that, social service and public workers weren't working in a direction that they thought was right without actually having business there telling them yes and validating what those efforts are. So spelling committee is there. We have union representatives from the IBCW. Now everyone who's on there. From the career and tech centers from both counties. So we have quite a broad, but they're very specific in what the composition of the board has to be. So we lose one business partner, we have to kind of shuffle around till we get somebody in place with, not being outnumbered by non-business members. But the system works, I think.
Well, it works.
It's successful and that it keeps us on target. And I think the board, we meet with the board quarterly, and then there are a lot of subcommittees of the board that help with special projects, like there's a committee for individuals with disabilities, and then there's a youth committee and a committee that supports the operations of the Mahoning Job Centers.
I'm also going to forward that to Bill Whitaker.
Yeah,
I mean, that'd be perfect.
I welcome any of that, that'd be great.
Well, Mary Ann and Susie want to thank you and tell you how much we appreciate the great job that both of you do for our area. Thank you again.
Thank you for the opportunity to let
Okay,
us know.
absolutely.
We appreciate any opportunity like that.
Okay. Well, with that being said, our next meeting is Monday, June 26th at 5 PM at the Austintown Township Hall. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.